Yo, 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 and yo.
Yeah.
We are back. Welcome to Finesse Your Feelings. Where your feelings?
Them feelings.
Your feelings.
Your feelings.
Okay, now, no.
Yeah, let me hit that.
That came from that New York school he went to.
Right. Your feelings are good.
Up to it too.
Yeah, you know, I tried to.
Bet you might got the why.
Right.
What is the falsetto?
Come on.
I don't even know.
Dream.
Look, yeah, word.
And nightmares. Let's stop.
Like, baby.
No.
I hit that note.
Gosh, yo. I'm hollering.
But yo, your feelings are good. Finesse.
Mm-hmm.
Again, you got your host here. You got a friend in her.
And me, you know, what
Hey.
do y'all?
Yes.
You know, we took a little break. We back with the jump off.
Even.
Yeah, did. And then, you know, we got the big one.
Hey.
The big one.
Not Big Za.
Not the little one.
But Big Ty.
That big tie.
Not the little one. You got to always make sure
Yeah.
you throw your net and say not the little one.
Not
right
the little one. You know, Miss Ty in the building.
Listen.
Yeah. And you know,
Big
you got
T-Y.
You
Period.
got KDRum.
Uh-huh.
You know what I'm saying? The
Let's get
trendsetter
ready to roll.
Yeah.
out in the building.
Uh-huh.
So, yeah, you know, we going to.
Got his Max on today.
Yeah, you know, I'm on Unc vibes as always. You know what I'm saying? Representing for all the uncles. Representing for all the uncles out there.
That's what happened when you
That's what
reflexes,
happens.
you know,
Yeah.
say you're oldest.
You just
falling
catch it.
apart.
Big game, baby.
So, yeah, that's how we rocking. And we got a topic today, and this one definitely hit home. But we just going to tell y'all, keep y'all. How you say it, Frank?
They need to watch their mouth.
Watch.
Keep my name out your mouth.
Samuel style.
That part. Is this in your face?
No,
You good?
no,
Okay.
I'm good.
So yeah, today's just about us showing grace where grace is needed, not judging and watching our mouths, because we don't know what we speaking on.
Yes.
You never know what you speak on today could end up being you tomorrow.
Listen, man.
All
And
right,
I feel
now.
like this track is appropriate.
Not
What
too
the
much.
hell is we about? You know what I'm saying? I feel like it's just appropriate. So, hey, again, man. If y'all don't know the energy, I mean, we 757, yo.
Yeah.
And we gonna hold our own down.
That's
Get
it.
what
By
they
any
talking
means
about.
necessary.
Get what they talking about. Everybody on their soapbox and don't know what they talking about out here. Again, we got a voice too.
My heart is breaking.
Hey,
My heart is breaking. First of all, he know he ate when he made this song.
hey, hey! Look, when this song came out, I was just like, "Yo, how many girls really feel this song right here?" Though?
Listen, I'm guilty. I'm gonna get up out of there, baby.
Okay.
Like Glow said, out of there. They was eating that dance up, baby. They was eating that.
The remix ain't too good.
Yeah. Word.
Right.
He should have, right? But he didn't really come out with nothing after this, did he?
This did enough for him. I feel like sometimes one wonder.
One wonder.
Because this one, he has two pieces.
You can play this anywhere, anytime. You sometimes just got no song, you never not want to listen to.
It's the Twitter, you gon' tweet it all. You must want another nigga to be alone.
I mean,
We was supposed to fight her.
in our life.
I am the Trackstar.
Gosh, yo.
I get some out of there,
man.
Woo. Let me listen.
Ay.
I feel like I walk the corners and run the straightaway. Stop the wrong
Listen.
time.
I be trying to stop it.
I see what I am doing. I ain't gonna jump no more hurdles though.
Huh? And now
She's a runner, she's a track star.
Okay.
I
She
ain't
gon'
doing a
run
pole
away
vault.
when it gets
Listen,
hard.
shot put.
She can take
Triple
it
jump.
She can
Doing none of that.
Right.
I got a straightaway. That's all I got.
That's all you got?
That's all I got.
What
in
about
me.
you,
Hey.
KD? What you got going over there?
Man, look.
You the coach.
Yeah, he coaching.
Hey, look. Hey, shorty.
Coach Roman.
He the water bottle.
Yeah,
water,
you know
water
what
boy.
I'm saying? Look, I am the water boy.
I'm weak.
I play all positions.
KD like, get back in there, man. Get back in
Listen.
there.
Yeah, don't give up. Don't run. Don't do
Yeah,
it.
that's him.
Hollering. He gonna get away and talk jump when you're done. Now you know you could have done
You could have put some more effort into that.
Listen.
waiting for you.
Well, look, and we're back.
By popular demand.
By popular demand. Hello.
What happened at the New Orleans?
I don't know. But yeah, as we was saying before the edit cut, you know, because everything ain't perfect out in these streets, but people be trying.
But you gotta be around here in this world. You gotta be perfect.
Got to be perfect.
According
to consumers. But
cookie
again, like Fran said, if you keep my mother bleepity bleep, out your mouth,
right? Because is you cool?
Yeah, is you cool or what? But I feel like this is a topic that we like because it's been bothering me all week, and I've been fighting it just on a personal level, just because I know the family personally. I'm not going to say their name. I mean, we can say their name,
but we're not.
I mean,
because everybody know about this time.
Yeah, I mean, especially if you're from the 757 area, especially Portsmouth, you know about this situation, and I just feel like the comments and stuff that's going on is unnecessary, especially how the big media is handling this. Like, I'm looking at that like, yo, keep that same energy, yo,
for your turn.
Yeah, because I'm telling you, I'm sure most of them that got daughters, that if it happened with their daughter, I guarantee you they're gonna be saying this. Yeah, if you ran track, that was an accident. But then y'all gonna say slick stuff out y'all mouth and not know what y'all talking about. You know what I'm saying? And that's just the irritating part when it comes to that. So we had a whole line of questioning that we just gonna bounce these questions off of each other. If y'all feel away, put them in the comments. Come up here and talk about it.
We really could kill it. Well, I could kill it, but
I mean, I want the smoke. I want the smoke because again, with 757, I live by that. Yo, we might be dysfunctional. Yeah. We'll bleepity bleep bleep bleep.
For me, it was like, it was just kind of, I think everybody took it as a joke at first, and that's cool. But I think once we started seeing as a home front that when our babies was being attacked, like they was being attacked, like I feel like the home front kind of just dismantled, and 757 showed their true colors, and it was very sad. Us as a race showed our true colors, and it was very sad. I feel like opinions are one thing, right? Like everybody is entitled to their opinion. You more than welcome to feel how you feel about the situation. It was the degrading comments that kind of rubbed me the wrong way. I was fine with people feeling how they felt about the situation or whatever, but it was when it got disrespectful and degrading that I kind of was like, all right, yo, what's up? What you trying to do? Because here, I think we all know though that family close enough because they do community service out the woodworks. Okay,
listen,
I
could speak on just how they did with my fraternity, how that family do for the community.
I just feel like it was just so, it was nasty work to see the same mouths that they didn't fed, the same kids and families that they have helped and stood for and held. I mean, it was just this, it was nasty work to see them very fingers tapping on that screen to say the worst thing they could say out their mouth. And it just goes to show y'all the character of this family, because even during the midst of all that, they still stood up and still planned to go out there and feed y'all homeless mamas, homeless uncles, homeless cousins, homeless baby daddies, and everything this weekend. Okay, they still went out there and got it done.
Put it in the work.
And y'all had all of this time to sit under a phone or a computer and spew out so much hatred towards them. But when that man said, can anybody come and help me this weekend to help feed the homeless, because I'm still going to do it because it's still on my heart, because that's just who I am. Nobody. It was crickets.
Facts.
It was crickets.
And that's disheartening. It's disheartening.
Okay, but as the voice of reason, ding ding ding, ding. Who would want to be given food from a person whose heart is ill? I wouldn't want nobody serving me if they got an attitude, or they got like a certain thing, and maybe I may be again known as the one that always try to see it from a different perspective, but I don't want nobody serving me no food. You know what I'm saying? If your heart is wicked, and I'm not saying wicked as you are a bad person, but if you're constantly only taking a side, or you're not even really coming into introspection of what's really going on, because at the end of the day, baby, we've all have done something that was not pleasing to the eyes of the man above or even our peers. The difference is somebody else is been publicized. So my whole thing is everybody's closet's clean as speaking?
Okay, well then I got a question.
Is your yard clean? You want to come look at my yard, but is yours clean?
Okay, well I have a question then. Because again, with the situation, and it's not the first time we've seen this situation, it's just that it hit close to home. But I want to broaden this as far as just how the internet is carrying it. Do y'all think opinions is just outweighing everybody's way of morals?
Yes, because you got to think people are going to ride was popular at the time.
You get what I'm saying? But that's damaging. That's damaging to the community, though.
For real, that's the way that social media works right now. That's the way that it goes. Like,
do you think that would change? As far as just how to influence the communities.
I feel like once we get down to the nitty gritty and everything is seen, then you will get a change of opinion. Then maybe not. Some people probably gonna stick to their guns, and some people gonna switch sides. But my whole thing is, at the end of the day, people are only going to go by what they hear and what they think they saw until they get the whole story.
Right.
Think about how many people who probably lie, if it's not trying to be very fun to them, or the Me Too movement. Right. Somebody could say, oh, this girl lying the whole time, but then when it come out her to be truth, now everybody quiet as crickets. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to understand that people, again, some people just want to find a bandwagon to jump on, one. 2, some people are projecting their inner demons out, 2. And then 3, some people just happen that they ain't in the limelight. So if they have enough time to put, like I said, project or speak about somebody else. But what we have to understand is y'all are talking about a child. This is not a grown-up. This is not an adult. And again, you cannot tell me that in your however many lives of living, I'm speaking to someone 21 and over, you mean to tell me your whole life is squeaky clean? Right. You've never done nothing that you would sit back and look in the mirror and say, boy, I knew.
Yeah, I knew I was jacked.
Listen, you know what I'm saying?
I'm so glad I ain't get caught doing that.
But listen, I'm saying, and even
not even just that, your parents. The thing is different now is we got social media has been a downfall for a lot of things. What about, man, I'm pretty sure that some of these people, parents that out here was probably wilding, doing some crazy stuff. But the good thing about them is you only hear about what you feel like people gonna say because you don't have any visual proof of it.
Right.
My thing is, I looked at the nation like stepping in this situation because that's what it was, and I'm just like, yo.
So is that if it would have stayed local, would you been so hot about it?
I think still it was still the comments. It wasn't really people's opinions that kind of got me hot. It was just the degrading comments for me.
Right.
And I feel like now that you're looking at it from a worldwide situation, it's like, yo, when you sit back and really look at it, our court system and stuff is ruined because these are our jury. The people that we watch spew out this nasty, negative stuff towards this child without knowing the full story. Because you still, even though you've seen the video, you still don't know the full story. But you were okay with seeing just this one video, not even hearing from this girl at first, because she didn't even speak out at first until after the first child spoke out. Right. So you went off of the first interview you saw from the victim, and then you went off of a video that was shown from one side of one family, right? And you already condemned this girl for as a criminal. And that's these are our juries. Like when they send them papers out to say, hey, we need a jury for this trial, this is the people that's sentencing people to life in prison. Right. With having just one-sided minds and thinking one-sided, when this is why we have people who are getting sent to prison and sent to jail, wrongly accused, because we are leaving it in the hands of people that we sat there and watched comment under this girl post, racial slurs, condemning her character without even knowing her. You've never met this girl a day in your life. Right. And she was all types of ghetto, trash, all that stuff. Right. So why do you think I want to sit and have a jury trial ever in my life where these same people are going to look at me and go off of one side of a story and condemn me to being wrong without even caring to hear or even caring about the person that I really am? Right. That's some scary stuff to think about.
It is. And not to mention, we have 2 young ladies' lives that are on the line.
Very much so.
Because
so let me just say that because I just wanted this to be said. It's two lives on the line right now. We can have our opinions all day, but both of these young ladies have to walk out their lives after this.
Right.
We don't know how it's going to end out for the both of them. You feel what I'm saying?
And there's a lot of pressure on
both ends.
Right. And the fact that it's at a hot, like, because let me just say this. When it comes to certain medias, it's like, yo, y'all, you know, you're not of the cloth. So you don't understand or none of that. But when I look at certain medias, like our culture, speak on it. And they know as a people, we already get beat on as it is. But then they do the irresponsible thing of saying, or doing the dividing the two, which we always have to deal with. We always have to deal with one or the other when it's like, yo, we should have been like, yo, let's pray for them. Let's not divide and be like, oh, she's ghetto and she's innocent. Like, yo, you as a black person, let's just speak on that. You as a black person have a responsibility every day that you speak on anything. So it's like, yo, if you saying like ghetto on national airwaves.
First of all, tell me what the definition of ghetto is. Y'all love throwing out that word. Don't even know
the ghetto part. What is that? And then it's like, yo, how you gonna speak on something that y'all don't know? Y'all did the research to see, like, y'all not speaking on community works, how people are involved with communities. You know what I'm saying? And with little resources that y'all fuckers got. Ooh. Let me speak on that. Like, we doing community stuff out here, but y'all letting y'all high horse and y'all doing whatever y'all doing, and y'all want to make fun and poke at the little person because y'all don't think we big enough to come up and punch up.
And the only time that y'all are want to be seen or want to have an opinion or want to be a part of something is when it's something negative.
Yeah.
Like, it's so many positive things that go on in Portsmouth. People are really fighting for these kids and that's my thing too. Like, let's just look at it, whether you believe that the situation was intentional, whether you believe it was an accident. Let's look at the fact that, because everybody, let's say it was intentional. I'm going to play devil's advocate, right? Let's say she got so mad and decided, you know what, I'm going to do what I'm going to do. This child, from day one, her parents and her village has taken pride in the character that she portrays as a person, her character in a whole, right? This girl has always been known to be honest and everything, right? So let's look at this from her side of, I've always done the right thing, but yet nobody's listening to me and nobody's standing behind me, but I'm doing the right thing. And that's what y'all told me I had to do in order for people to believe me, in order for people to trust me, in order for people to stand behind me. So now I done all these things that I thought was right in the eyes of my parents, in the eyes of my coaches, in the eyes of my peers, in the eyes of society. But yet I'm still getting nailed to the cross. So maybe I should just go out and be what they are telling me that I am.
Right.
Maybe I should be a hoodlum. Maybe I should go out here and say F school and just be everything that they tell me I should be, because why not?
Listen, now that you're saying that, piggybacking off of you, my whole thing is this. Let's just say devil's advocate part 2, right? She did do it on purpose. Let's just say that, right? Do you understand? I've already got to face myself. Forget what all y'all saying. I already got to look in the mirror at myself. Then after that, I have to face my parents. I ain't just got my city coming after me. Right. It is the literal whole world coming at me at my young age, talking about me, saying all this stuff about me. And we have all had, whether it's this podcast, another podcast, front room discussions, families discussions at the table, or just speaking with your homegirl, whoever. Do we know how many times we have seen kids do things to themselves, harm themselves, because the harsh way that people have talked to them, not just the kids their age, but grown folks have come down on the person. How would you, let's think if that was you, the people that's in that age range.
Right.
Well, how we was having these suicidal thoughts, and we're not claiming that for her, but we had these thoughts as who we are as people now. We know the generation now is way much crazier than what we had going on.
Right.
And you got the whole world everywhere you go. Not only is it on Facebook, it's on TikTok, it's on Instagram.
It's
every
on
day
the TV.
is something. It's on the news. And you
Right.
want to sit here and think that and it's like, if I'm coming, like she's saying, if I'm trying to tell you one thing and y'all think y'all know me that well, like I was birthed out of your womb, like you come sit at my table every day and eat with me, like you drive me to school, like you sit at my lunch table, like you my teacher, like you're my grandparent or whoever is to me. You're trying to tell me what I'm doing. And then on top of that, I got billions of people telling me that too. It's a dang if I do, dang if I don't type
there
situation.
You go. Right. And that was my thing. It was a dang if you do, dang if you don't, because in one instance, it was a group of people like, oh, she don't even care. She ain't showing no remorse, no nothing. Then on the other side, when she's speaking and she getting like tired, you know what I'm saying? She's speaking, she's nervous.
Right.
That's everybody's saying that
because
she's acting.
Everybody's not built.
Right.
Built
she's nervous. For one, she's not a talker.
All of a sudden, everybody got social media training.
Right. She's not a talker. Even
like,
with her own immediate family. That girl is she's not a talker. She's not a limelight type of person. She's very much of a low key, play it in the back type of girl. So now I have to stand on national TV and speak. My heart is racing out my chest. I'm in front of people who hate me, because the world hates me right now and don't know me. So I don't think it was all her trying to show that, I'm crying because I feel so bad. It was a lot of emotions going on in that moment. I'm scared. Right. I'm nervous. I don't know what's going to happen to me. People telling me I might go to jail. Right. I kind of believe it a little bit. I don't know. She's scared. So it wasn't also to me, oh, I'm going to cry because I want to show the world I'm so innocent. It was just a fact of I'm nervous when you got adults who can't handle their emotions on a national platform like that. And you expected a little 17-year-old girl to do so. So it was like, oh, she ain't showing no remorse. But then it's like, oh, she got crocodile tears. Like, dang, she dang if she do, she dang if she don't.
Understand that grieving is different. Everybody does not grieve the same.
Because in my opinion, if you want to talk about grieving, I can say in my opinion, the victim wasn't grieving. You know what I'm saying? That's my opinion. But she might be stronger and be able to handle the situation a little better.
I mean,
you don't know people's lifestyle. Okay, I can't condemn that girl and say, oh, she lied because she wasn't even crying when she was talking about what happened to her.
Right.
I don't know her character. Maybe she's not a crier. Right. Maybe she not. You don't know that. So to just take 1 second with a person that I've never seen before, never met before, and say what put that, even if that was my opinion, I'm not going to type that on social media and make that girl feel like, well, dang, I was wrong.
Okay, now even if we were to go to the other girl situation, I'm the one who was running. I'm the one who got hit. I'm the one who these things, happen to. Now her life is getting blown up in the media as well. Not even if she's not getting the scrutiny of the other young lady, it's still the fact that I still got to deal with whatever medical condition I'm in. I still got to deal with people giving me their opinions every 5 minutes because y'all want her. You want to speak through this young lady.
You want her to say certain stuff.
You got to look at both of the parents probably going at each other. You know what I'm saying? If that's the case, on top of the people who may be friends with the other young lady now coming at her feeling the type of way. Like it's literally, like I said, two lives at stake. It's like they both catching it. It may not be in the same way, but you got to understand like how you think this girl gonna feel. Like both of them supposed to be on their way to getting up out of here, trying to go to college, trying to do different things. And now this injury of this young lady is now being blown up in the nation as well. So even on one hand, she may feel like she's being vindicated because the people are coming to her defense. At the end of the day, now that's going to be something that you're going to be known for the rest of your life. Yeah. Oh, you the girl who blah, 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 blah. And then for the other one, oh, you the girl who did such and such. Like now, are people really going to look at them for who they are as young ladies? No. Or it's always going to be, oh, that's the girl who got hit back in such and such. And that's the girl who did it, this, that, and the third. Like, who wants to go through that?
Never. Neither one of them are ever going to live that down.
So I got a question on that. So do you think people just take situations like this and just change the energy as far as what it needed to be? Because I feel like when people got involved, the energy blew up.
Well, my opinion is people got involved based off of the initial act of the victim side, because I feel like it shouldn't have been handled in my opinion.
You said the initial reaction of the victim?
So nobody really knew about it. Like, this had happened.
But what was the initial action of the
media was the initial. That's what I'm saying. Like, you can't stop people from getting involved. Like, you asking that people get involved where they shouldn't have. No, because once you put something out there for the public, you can't stop people's opinions at that point. You get what I'm saying? So my thing was,
I mean, it started from a video. I know when I first saw it, it was a video on Shade Room.
No, that's not.
That's when I first saw it.
That's what I'm saying. So it started. It had already happened. The situation had happened prior to the news release and all that other stuff, right? I feel like once you decide to go on the news and air something out in the public, news and social media go hand in hand now. There's no separation in the two. So once they hit the news, they hit the social media, everything hit at the same time. My thing is, once it got put out there, you can't be mad at people putting their opinions on it. Whether it was scrutiny towards the victim, scrutiny towards the other child. Like, you can't say, oh, you shouldn't be saying anything because it went to the public. Y'all put it out there to the public.
But I feel like the energy of it was...
But you can't control that either. The only control you had was...
like it could have been.
No, the only control you have in that moment is not bringing it to the public. That was the only control.
Because I feel like... I understand. Like, look, if like, even now, if we were to say something that was left, it's an energy we putting out, and then it's like it has to be carried away. And then I feel like, again, these so-called black higher-ups, you know, media, you know what I'm saying? Like, i.e. Breakfast Club and Hot 97 and, you know, like those big entities like the Joe Budden podcast, like these big $1 million worth of game and all these big drink champs, when they speak on stuff that is going on in the black community, you know what I'm saying? They should be, hey, yo, we not going to do that.
Why, when it's money?
So my whole thing, so I got a question. But no, I got a question. So I got a question real quick.
Where's the morals and principles?
It's none, which is why I said it shouldn't have been. It's no morals and principles no more, which is why I said the only thing that anybody had control of was not putting Hot 97 and Breakfast Club and stuff in it. But you gave up those rights. You gave up those rights when you decided to say light, camera, action and put it out there.
I got a question to ask both of y'all. Did anybody even talk to girls outside of other people's opinions? Did we even ask the girls how they felt, what they initially wanted for themselves? I
don't think nothing ever was in their hands, which is why I said when it first hit public, it was kind of on the victim side of the family because that's kind of where it came. Well, that's where it came from.
I just feel,
you know what I'm saying, and it was gone after that. It went.
It's kind of a double-edged sword because you will, whatever side, I'm just speaking for the both of them, you will want to feel that the people who had your back got your back. Mm-hmm. But my thing is, has anybody, and I'm not saying because y'all could have, let me say that y'all could have, but this is just a question of mine. Did anybody sit down and ask either one of them, hey, how are you feeling? What do you want to do? Not pushed on them, literally asking them, you good? Mm-hmm. Like, what's going through your mind right now? How you feeling? Like, do you want to do this? Do you want to do that? Like, asking them how they want to go, because the one thing I would hate for the both of them is for them to get later on in life and feel like, I ain't even had no hand in something that happened to me. Mm-hmm. Because, it may be somebody's niece, it may be somebody's daughter, it may be somebody's cousin, but these are the young ladies whose, again, lives is happening to. Did anybody ask them what it is that they initially want to do? So you know what I'm saying? That's a hard place to be in because you're getting pressure from the inside and from the outside.
So from that narrative, right? Do you think the victim? Do you think that she wanted to reach out, or do you think her parents or the powers that be, i.e. media, the news, they just forced it on her to just be like, no, this is what you're gonna do? She could have probably didn't. She could have like you understand what I'm saying though. Right. Like she probably had it in her heart to be like, yeah, let me reach out too.
Listen, we're talking about no matter how we want to. People can say that 17 is close to grown or 17 is still a child.
21 ain't even grown.
Listen, shoot,
let's be real.
Grown, like, to be honest, but my whole thing
just age.
Right, because it's about your mindset. My whole thing is at the end of the day. We can't really say that. We can't really say that, KD, because it's like this is not on a small spectrum.
Yeah, I mean,
this is worldwide. And again, going back to everything we just said, once you hit the ground running, you know what I'm saying?
No pun intended.
Listen, right? Man,
she's a runner. She's a
listen, because I'm about to start singing it, but I'm trying to hold it together. My whole thing is, as you get to running, you can't tell where it's gonna go. Mm-hmm. It's the telephone game at this point. Right. Now, you know what I'm saying? I could tell her something by the time I get to the fifth person. It's a whole different story. And then when you made the thing about mentioning about praying, listen, you need to have the right people praying. Everybody who some people may be PRAYING and some people may be PREYING. I don't want nobody to give me no food with no nasty attitude or no wicked heart, and I don't want nobody praying for me who intentions ain't good or you biased. At the end of the day, I'm not trying to put light on any situation. What I'm saying is it's an unfortunate case of events that happen on both sides. But what I feel like they need to do is give grace to each side. And this is why I said we should call this episode Watch What You Say, because baby, you depending on how you treat this situation, you never know how God will spin that thing around, and then you got to go through something. It may not be exactly like this, but it could be something similar to it. And now just how you thought about either side of these children, it may be you in that situation, want somebody to have your back, and it won't.
This is just my personal take on it with that. With the looking at the kids being kids, right? And not looking at who know who and whatever. Because I know a lot of comments was like, oh, if it was your child, da da da. My kids play sports too. You know what I'm saying? So my child has been a victim of a situation like that. My baby was bit on a basketball court and came to me after the game with bite mark on her arm. You know what I'm saying? I was hot. I was pissed. Never not one time did it cross my mind to go call police or the news station, right? And because say, the reason why, and I'm not trying to say that like to joke on the victim family, but I'm just looking at it as just being a black. No. I'm just saying that because I don't want nobody to think I'm trying to like victim blame or whatever. But my whole thing is, when it comes to sports, you know, certain stuff gonna happen, right? I'm not condoning nothing, violence or nothing in sports, but when we put our kids on that court or that field or whatever, we tell our kids every day, go hard, be aggressive, go hard, be aggressive. And that's what they do. And stuff happens sometimes. Now, in that moment, I was hot. I wanted to talk to the mama. I was looking for the mama because we needed to talk. Now, whatever that talk led to, from that, that's what it was going to be behind my baby. However, we need to talk because I need to understand why your baby did this. And I need you to know that your child did this so you can handle it accordingly. I never not one time looked at that child, and I still don't fool with them to their day. My baby still play with them competitively, sport, like on basketball with them. Never do I look at this baby and say, her ass need to be locked up. Like, I could never look at another child like that. You got too much future ahead of you for me to condemn you like that off of one mistake. Whether she bit my baby on purpose or whether she bit my baby by accident, myself personally as a parent, I look for consequences. She need to be suspended. Right. She need to but I never felt like that baby deserved jail time for biting my child. Like, no. Should she have got punished? Absolutely. Right. But was I willing to embarrass her? And I didn't post about it on social media or none of that stuff. It just wasn't that's not my character.
Right. So I got a question. I just got a question because again, we talking about consequences and all of that. And I want to hit on what Fran was talking about, just grace. A lot of the times, especially in our community, you know, the black community, grace is like little to none. Like we get no grace. I don't care what they talking about. So when are we going to change this narrative about the grace period of things? Like, is grace allowed, you know, on demand, or is it you got to go through trial? Like that whole point of grace to me, like even in this, like the grace should have been given early, like for it to go to the bounds that it's going to, where I go on every site and I'm just seeing disgraceful comments and people reacting different. Like even when I posted on my joint, I'm hitting my peoples up like, yo, watch y'all fucking mouth.
Grace to me isn't given until you've had to have grace given to you. You know the people who've never had to experience somebody giving grace to them. You know those people. You see those people.
But because is that acceptable?
No, I'm not saying it's something. This is just where I'm coming from with it. I'm not saying it's acceptable. But I feel like when you have had to have grace given to you, you can give it easily to somebody else. Listen. Because the stuff that I listen, I tell anybody quick now, I was that. child coming up, okay? And had my teachers and peers and stuff around me had grace, I would have never had the chance to be who I am today. And I had so much potential. Right. But I was just a little rebel child, okay? But grace was given to me on so many occasions, even in going into my adulthood and making mistakes and times that I probably should have had charges or something brought against, but I had grace given to me, so I could never not extend that to the next person. You know what I'm saying? It's hard not to.
Okay, so hold on. Okay, well, let me just because I'm hearing what you're saying. So again, when it comes to the grace part, you talked about something personal within you. But say if somebody attacked you that you know they've been through the grace, but they still feel like they could talk on your downcomings or whatever you want to call it. Like, shouldn't the grace be allowed? Like, because again, it's certain people that I'm looking at commenting, and I'm like, bro, I know you ain't talking.
So my thing with that is this: whether the person that it happened to decide to give grace or not, what you reap there, so shall you sow. So if you come and get somebody crazy, guess what's gonna come right back to you? You give out love, guess what's going to come back to you? It may not always come back in the same way that you've given it, but it's always going to come back. Whether you believe in reaping what you sow, the tables turning, you know what I'm saying? It is what it, whatever. Karma, whatever. Right, that. There's always, it's giving the same message, just in different fonts. But what I feel like this, every parent's supposed to protect what belongs to them, period. How that looks to other people may not be agreeable to somebody else. So I'm not saying like, so both sides is going to protect their child if they see fit. What I'm saying is people just need to be careful of how they speak on things. If you were not there, if you, at the end of the day, it's that young lady's story, this young lady's story, and what God saw.
Right.
Whether the parents is involved or not. Again, y'all can have the opinions that you want. There's a lot of people that's connected to both of these young ladies that is affecting. But at the end of the day, them two are the ones who have to lay down. Them two are the ones who have to wake up. And again, how do we not know anxiety is coming from this? Depression is coming from this. We're not claiming that for them.
No,
but these are things that's coming. Listen, I just feel like people really not getting, this is worldwide scrutiny coming. That's crazy. And some of y'all mouths out there is crazy. Real bad.
And that's what I don't like. It's like, yo, because I deal with anxiety and depression. So it's like when I look at them at a young age dealing with that.
What if both of these young women come out and say, you know what, I just don't even want to run no more. A dream has been killed. Are we even thinking about that?
They don't care. That's the thing. So that right there, friend, that's my problem, right? Even when you try to talk logical, right? Because even if you, like those people who feel that, even if you try to talk logic like that and say, all right, let's say she did it. She did something and it was probably one of the worst mistakes she ever made in her life. Let's say it like that. Y'all as adults, grown adults, I'm not even talking about the little kids that's making their comments. We know they haven't hit maturity yet. We not expecting much from them. But the adults, you are really ready and willing to kill dreams of children and not care at all. Like they no care in the world. Whether you faking like you don't care, whether you just really don't care. It's wrong either way to just look at this situation and be like, I don't care what happened to her. It don't matter what happened to her.
That's harsh.
I just
if you say you don't care what happened to nobody, that's crazy.
Yeah.
But look, I got a question and this is like off of the dome.
And I just don't. Before you say that, and also please don't. And I don't like people who only want to give grace when it comes to certain situations. No, if you gonna listen, let me shut up.
Well, I got a question, and this is kind of a devil advocate. Say if she would have came out and be like, "Yeah, I did it." In the moment, I was, because I ran track. You know what I'm saying? When I ran track, if somebody cut in my lane like that, I would have smacked. I smack,
We used to spite each other. A deliberate move in track, like a defensive move in track, is to cut somebody off, to move them off the track. That is a real defense move when you're coming up, like to try to win. You come up, you try to cut them off, you try to get them off their balance, you try to mess up their breathing pattern and all that stuff, because that's what it does initially. Once you get that stagger, you got to regroup yourself, and that take your pace away. That take your mental, like everything. That's a real defensive move right there.
So again, going back to what I'm saying, say if she came out and was like, even before, like, you know, everybody saying she's whatever, like faking it or whatever. Now let's flip the script. Say if she came out and was like, "Yo, yeah, I did it, and I apologize for my actions." How you think it would have been the same story it is now, or you think people just pouncing on the fact that they say that she's quote unquote faking it, or
my problem with
the
that,
fact that she's trying to defend that?
Or would y'all would have been more happier, or would y'all wanted her to apologize to the young lady, or y'all wanted her to apologize on social media?
That's what I was about to say.
Y'all to feel better for it.
But she apologized.
No, what I'm saying is, if this is an incident between both of these girls,
who it should have been left to.
Right. It should have been, you know what I'm saying, some type of mediation when they come in, then both of them can say, hey, I can't tell how it would have went, but it should have been them, consoling with each other. But I really feel like when it comes to the people on social media is what I'm speaking on. I feel like y'all wanted her to apology.
Right.
Y'all won't running.
Y'all
not connected to this girl. Y'all won't you know what I'm saying? Y'all don't have anything to do with this young lady. Right. So if she is gonna apologize, because I don't know if she has or she hasn't, because I know that y'all really got into it. I've seen certain snippets, but I don't choose to get to because I don't want to be biased. I'm just going by a state of saying, if somebody was really sorry, I would rather for these two young ladies to come together and then they can, say their pieces that way. But I really feel like the people on social media, y'all want that girl to apologize to y'all.
And that's that was my problem right there, right? Was everybody was like, all she need to do is get on. Nuts. They making her say everything but apology. My thing is, she doesn't owe the apology to the public.
Right.
My thing is, the public doesn't even realize. Right. Public doesn't even realize you're asking her to apologize. It's like, do you want to see public humiliation out of this, or do you want her to do the right thing and apologize? Because at this point, it's like you want to see her crash out and give y'all a public apology for gratitude and see her feel humiliated in the eyes of the world.
They want her to crash out so they can say, "See, she is aggressive."
So it's like,
she is that.
Nobody is saying
who's winning.
Nobody. And those comments never said go apologize to that girl. They said she need to get up here and apologize for what?
You paying these girl bills?
Like, what is she? Did she hit you? Did she hit your kid?
Did you send somebody a care package? Did you pray for either one of them? You asking for something that you're not trying to get a helping hand in. And my whole thing is, I can't really say nothing too crazy, because we've all have seen something on TV, but like, now she knows, or now he knows. Like, we've all done it. Let's call a spade a spade. But when y'all start to get too invested in people that y'all don't even know, it's crazy work to me. Sometimes you have to understand that y'all really are caught in the matrix, and you just want to keep stuff going. My thing is, where's the positive things? Like, what if these girls was to hug it out? Are y'all gonna be satisfied with that? No, y'all want to.
They gonna still be like, they should have did
these hands wrong. They need all of this. And my whole thing is, again, y'all gonna talk about this for a couple of months, and then y'all gonna go around
to the next
and keep to the next thing. And these two girls still gotta deal with this for the rest of their life.
Facts. Wow.
It's about them. We try to make it about us. And again, I'm not downplaying either side. What I'm saying is, are we looking at the fact that these are two young lives that could either go left or right in either situation? It is not something that should have happened, period. But at the end of the day, mistakes happens for everybody.
Right.
Listen, it's gonna be misfortunate situation that's gonna come up, period.
In life, period. Yeah.
I'm not trying to put light or trying to dim nobody else's, but I'm leaving them both on the same level. They're both going to go through this on two different spectrums. Yes, the social media, all these people are coming down. It may come off different, but these are still two people that's in the limelight, 17 years old, 16, however old they are. And you got people doing all this. They should be thinking about prom. They should be thinking about getting ready to graduate. They should be thinking about school. And they got everybody in their mama in their business.
They should be thinking about being a kid.
Right. And now you pushing them to be adults, and they don't even know if they're going to be able to make the right decision, because are we making this decision because I don't want to piss somebody off if I want to say forget it, or if I want to just move on, but somebody else may not be happy with it. And at the end of the day, when I'm saying to these people out there, of course, people going to have their opinions. Opinions are like buttholes. Everybody got one. But at the end of the day, you have to understand that just because you got a butthole, when you go to do number 2, it ain't the same. So at the end of the day, please be careful of how you sit on certain toilets, because certain toilets that you sit on, you're not gonna be feeling comfortable to sit enough to even do your number 2. Hey. So please be careful when you speaking on somebody's house and you don't know what's going on.
And bringing it back to just a cultural thing of our own. The last thing that really ticked me off that I saw recently was our people coming for the president of the NAACP. To me, that was just crazy. They were attacking this man because he stood up to say that legal charges was just absolutely absurd for the situation. I feel
like the fact that it's charged, like the assault charges to me
was that like this,
because it's like, it's crazy. If we gonna keep that energy, I want to see it across the board.
But I want to make sure people are understanding. I want to make sure that I say this so that people are understanding what this is leading to, right?
Right.
For one, you are crashing out on the president of NAACP, who always and has always, NAACP has always stood on defending wrongfully accused people in situations where justice system should not be involved. This is a situation where the justice system should not be involved. Okay, like that. This is far fetched. Punishment with the athletic department or whatever. Of course, like absolutely.
Like if
they feel like it was intentional, by all means, let it be that. You know what I'm saying? But to be telling this girl and making this girl feel like while she trying to sleep peacefully at night, that in a matter of days she may be looking at jail time or something like that's beyond.
And let's keep it a book.
Hold on. Then over top of that, the athletic department, which y'all not understanding also is because y'all are the end all be all in this, right? What y'all are doing is, if y'all stand on this, y'all opening doors, a lot of ruckus to come y'all way, years to come, right? Because let's say we on the court, right? Let's say we on the court and something happens and you elbow me and my nose breaks. Every time a child gets injured from this point on or accidentally or whatever, whether you want to call it intentional or accidental, every time a child is injured or hurt due to playing a sport, we are going to be in the courtroom every single time. So I really hope that they understand wholeheartedly what door they are opening up. Because if you can do it and get away with it, why you think I'm not? I'm definitely gonna jump on the train.
Facts.
Which is why.
So remember that star football player?
Exactly. That accidentally hit somebody too hard and he accidentally had a concussion from that hit, or his ankle got broken, or whatever the case may be.
Off of a natural football move. Because like, look, if you ran track, and again, I'm going after every last one of y'all that came at me talking about, yo, we ran track, like, bro, you seen track and you seen worse shit than that. And no punishment was given. So it's like, when I look at this and y'all want to put light on that, it's like, yo, what are we talking about here? Like, y'all really trying to diminish just the competitive part of the sport.
Sports, period. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then it's like, again, that shouldn't have been national news, period. It should have been handled on a regular level. Like, for it to get to where it's at, to have people talk about it, it's like now you getting the courts involved. When the courts get involved, guess who else is getting involved?
Listen.
DHL got a job on their hand, that's for sure.
But not even just that. If this is on national news, if this girl was to travel out, this girl got to watch her, like, look over her shoulder everywhere she go, man.
And touching on
that's crazy.
The track thing,
right?
That's crazy.
I want to touch on the track thing, like you said, because I ran too. You ran, friend. Did you run?
I
you
watched.
Did. Hey,
listen.
Thank you for being a supporter. Shout out to the fans. But a lot of people do not, and I'm not painting this picture because I'm trying to say she was wrong. I don't know that little girl, and I'm not saying she 100. Like, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, I'm on here just to speak on the matter. However, I do know my experience from track, so I can speak on that. However, when you run an indoor track, it's not like outdoor track. Let's start off with that. The track is tilted in, okay? It goes in like a little dome. Let's nobody, even on outdoor track, wants that you got that lane that you don't want. That's that, why we got to be in this lane?
Right.
You don't want to be in that inside lane during indoor track because you have a barrier that you got to make sure you ain't. And me, baby, let me tell you something. I don't walk straight and I never ran straight. So That inside lane was not my best friend, okay? Because me and that daggone little piece of metal was looking at each other like, what you want to do?
Yeah.
So with that being said, also I want people to understand. So now we're talking about the track, how the track is set up. I also want people to understand how qualifying for states and finals and things work in track, right? When you qualify for states, which under my understanding, Norcom girls relay barely qualified. So them babies, in my understanding, was already going in there fighting for their life as far as knowing like, hey, we at the bottom of the barrel, okay?
And that's a battle. That's a battle in itself. When you know you at the bottom,
I've been there,
and you by far know you the best team. It's just the politics, and
not even that. We just talking about time wise. Yeah. Like their time wasn't even up to par to even win. You know what I'm saying? That race. So my thing is, what people don't understand is when it comes to states and finals and things like that, when you're running, you have multiple heats that you run in, right? So
what's heats?
Heat is I don't know if you probably been to like a school track meet, which is a regular track meet is kind of different because you don't have so many people running. Mm-hmm. When you bring everybody together, everybody can't run at the same time. Right. So they break them down in different heats. So heat 1, everybody that's running in that race get on the track and they stand and they wait for the gun to go off. They run their race. They get off the track. The next group come. Mm-hmm. They run their race. You got to get off the track because the next group, them races run. By the time your big toe step over that line, the next people are already taking off. Because they trying to get it done. Because there's so many races to get done, right? Right. So your team might have been coming from North Carolina, right? And y'all might have had the best time in the nation right now, right? I might be coming from New York and my time probably barely qualified me from getting there. Right. But we in the same heat together, right? Right. So you passing me or me passing you, it doesn't matter. Because first or second place in a heat doesn't matter. It's about your time at the end of the day, right? Gotcha. So just because Kiel has merged past me, he might come in first place in that heat, but he ain't qualifying for finals because his time is trash. Right. You get what I'm saying? Right. So that is one thing that I wanted to clear up, that I kept seeing people say, oh, she did it because she was passing her. She didn't want to lose. Both of them could have lost. Even by her passing her, they both technically could have been losers based off of their time. Right. So also, that was only the second leg. And I didn't ran relay to where you might be in last place when you hand me the baton. I might inch up to third place, and then he might get a baton on third leg and drop back the last place, and then my fourth leg might come around and dust that whole thing. Right. When you in a relay, place really doesn't really too much matter based off of who run faster than who. Right. Get what I'm saying? So that's one thing I want to touch on. The other thing I wanted to touch on is when you run track, based off of how your coaches are, because I know I ran at Norcom, baby, and they took pride and joy in track, baby, and they ain't play. So I wish you would have dropped that baton, or you would have let somebody knock you off that track, or you would have stopped running because somebody spiked you and your leg bleeding, or you better figure it out when you get to this finish line after you pass that baton off. That's what it's like football. You are taught a certain mindset. Right. You don't stop running in track. I don't care what's going on. You don't stop running, especially at no states. You got other girls in a relay that's on air. You putting everybody at risk of losing because you wanted to stop. Figure it out later. It sounds bad. It sounds harsh. But just like when somebody on the sidelines of a football team, a coach say, you get out there and you hit them as hard as they can. You make their head pop off. That's that mindset for that sport. Track is don't stop running. I don't care what happens. I don't care if you see somebody throwing up on the side. You keep running. So to say, oh, a person didn't stop running to check on somebody, that's not the relationship of track. You don't do that. Now, at the end of the race, you might be trying to figure out what happened, but them officials at that finish line ain't letting you be on that track. You gotta go. You get off. Bye, go. Like they treat you like nothing. Go. Mm-hmm. I've been one of them ones out of breath, lingering on the track, trying to catch my breath, and they don't care. Get off the track. Mm-hmm. If you've ever experienced running on the track, that is how it goes. Now, it might be a little lenient when you don't qualify for like states and stuff like that, because a normal high school, middle school track meet, they got a little more leniency. You can hang out on the track because you're tired and sit on the side and throw up. They cool with it, but you ain't fitting to do that at no big track meet. Right. You got to get on. Right. So those was just a couple of things that I just wanted to touch on, because I feel like people were kind of like uneducated and I'm not going to use the word ignorant because everybody don't run track. The track is not a big
Ignorance
sport.
Is ignorance.
Right. So I'm just saying uneducated on the dynamic of track. They were running in heats. One person passing you, two people passing you, three people passing you. She could have came in last in that heat and still qualified for finals. You get what I'm saying? Because the other girls' times might have been trash. Right. So it wasn't a fact of a person passing her, which is why I don't like that narrative of she did it because she didn't want to get passed. You can get passed and still qualify. Right. So I just want to get that out there because a lot of people don't understand track. And when you don't understand something, sometimes you speak out of turn.
My whole thing is, you know me, I'm always the person that's trying to hear what's not being said. And I just really want people to understand what they're looking at right now. This is not for no one's entertainment. Yeah. I feel like y'all trying to make this for y'all entertainment. And the point I'm going to keep, the hill I'm going to stand, the mountain I'm going to stand on, is there's two young ladies' lives that are at jeopardy right now. And however you got to think 17 is very impressionable. Facts. So my whole thing is you have to understand that however this ends for either one of these young ladies, it's going to mold a part of their life. Not saying that they won't be able to come back for it because you could come back and out of anything. Mm-hmm. But my whole thing is you do not know the lessons that's going to be learned out of this. You do not understand the loss that may happen out of this. You may not understand the gain that's going to come out of this. You may not understand the stagnancy that may come out of this. We don't understand the patience. We don't understand the torment. We don't understand the worry. We don't understand nothing because we are not neither one of these young ladies. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Again, I'm not picking sides. All I'm saying is sit back and look at what you're really looking at right now. These girls gonna have to deal with this for a little while, and when y'all find another topic to move on, because it's gonna be another one that's gonna come up. Right. When y'all find another topic to move on, these young ladies still got to look in the mirror, both of themselves. These young ladies still got to sit in their bedroom to themselves. Are y'all gonna be in there with them when they be to themselves and they mind get to racing? No. Nope. Are y'all helping them to get to a therapist? Because this is going to be something tragic that they're going through. Are y'all sending anything to help either one of these kids? Are y'all sitting there encouraging them saying, yeah, right or wrong, we got your back? Are y'all sitting here saying, hey, how you feeling? Are y'all even checking in on them and genuinely meaning instead of being nosy? Wanting to be the jokes of Facebook. Are y'all even trying to come in to show some type of support that is not being biased or evil as hell? Are y'all really even caring about these young ladies' lives? Not the other people, their lives. Mm-hmm. Are you even asking about that? Because again, while you're sitting at home with your legs crossed, rubbing your feet together at night, laughing and joking at the responses that everybody's saying on social media, are you caring about what's happening to these young ladies? Because they're the ones whose lives is being affected with this.
Like you said, because I thought about like the way you said it too. Let's say that this baby might not have wanted to go as big with this situation. Let's say she might have just wanted to just let it go. Nobody is thinking about how that could be pressuring her too, to be forced. And I'm not saying that she is, so let's make sure we put that on the record. Right. But we're just putting the scenarios out there to let y'all understand, get y'all to be able to see that these girls are under a lot of stress right now. Like, what if me as a child, I'm like, well, I don't really think it was that big of a deal. I don't want to take it that far because, or what if she thought it was cool, it was a good idea, but I didn't know we was talking about going to court and stuff. Like, you don't know what neither one of them are dealing with. You know what I'm saying? And I do agree with that. We don't know what either one of them are agreeing with. Right. And are agreeing with, are dealing with.
Listen, but Ty, can't nobody, and I understand, nobody watching this can get mad about a scenario because that's what everybody been giving out this whole time. Mm-hmm. Right. So just as much as everybody else had their opinions, we just sit down saying ours. Yep. And at the end of the day, we're choosing to actually look at the care of the children instead of pointing fingers. Because baby, once you do this, you got 3 pointing back at you. So always sit, and that's why I said, watch what you say out your mouth, because we do not know but the people who was in it. Y'all want to be a part of something so bad.
And that's what was stressing me out the most is a lot of people hopped on this thing simply for views and clicks, and that was it. It wasn't, they didn't care what was going on for real. They don't give a damn about either child. Listen, to be honest, even the ones that they taking, even the child that they taking up for, they don't care about her. Yeah. They not taking up for her because they care about her. They taking up for her because it's gonna bring attention to their page and their big. I saw a clip. Oh my God, I saw a clip of the race, right? And I was waiting to see like the dialogue from it. why it went from the clip to the race to an advertisement from a business. I said, well, there we go right there. That just goes to show you they don't care.
Listen,
nobody really care. They're using it for clickbait for their own advantage.
And y'all been doing all of this cackling and laughing and this, that, and the third. Y'all laughing at somebody's life, starting or ending. God forbid. You're laughing. What about this is funny? If this girl, if whatever her injuries is, whether she is the one that's being coddled at this moment or not, y'all still laughing at the situation. Mm-hmm. So you mean to tell me getting hit is funny? Mm-hmm. You mean to tell me hitting somebody else is funny? Because I just seen a couple of people. I'm not going to say the social media handle, but I've seen a couple of people who was like, "Yo, the girl who was the one that's deemed the person who done it." They were just sitting there like, "Girl, you know better," and laughing and like doing all the stuff, bro. None of this is funny. None of it. At the end of the day, right. None of it is funny. What is funny about somebody getting a concussion? What is funny about somebody being that angry that they could have?
You want to know what it is?
I'm not putting blame on nobody. What is funny about somebody that could have hit somebody? That's not funny.
The world has social media has made the world so insensitive to things. And that's the biggest problem. Like, everybody is insensitive as I don't know what. Like, I see, my thing is, it's so many things that we watch that are not normal to watch. Like, we watch people get shot. We watch people get stabbed and beat up, and like I'm talking about bloody beat up. Like, we watch horrific things on social media to the point where now none of that stuff is like I saw. We just watch it as entertainment.
It's normal.
So it's no type of sensitivity in the world anymore, and I feel like that's the scariest thing you can ever experience is realizing taking a step back and just realizing that there is no sensitivity in the world anymore. Nobody cares about nobody anymore. Nobody's willing to extend out a helping hand for nobody anymore. Nobody supports anybody anymore. You might have a small group of people that do it, but the world has no love in it anymore.
Eat you up and spit you out, baby.
I'm telling you, the same mouths that praise you and congratulate you will be the same mouths that condemn you.
You know why? Because the hearts are fickle.
Mm-hmm.
Hearts are wicked. And people keep thinking that it's always going to be, well, I got a good heart, baby. Just because your heart is good don't mean that you can't feel good. Ain't mean you're going to sit back and heel toe back and forth a little bit with your decisions. Right. No one on this earth is perfect. The only person who was perfect was Jesus, baby. Nobody on this earth is perfect. Not one person. Please tell me something. So your whole life, you just been around here doing everything right. You swept right. You clean right. You talk right. All your actions were so pure and right. You just got angels following you everywhere. You feel what I'm saying?
This doubles back to the episode of us asking, like, has social media helped or hurt us? And this is a prime example of showing that it is putting a big hurt on America, because this is it right here. Listen. Like, these are babies. Like,
I can only imagine 10 years from now.
God.
Listen,
like, this about to be nuts.
On race, you touching on abuse, you touching on mental illness and mental health issues. You're touching on the women's movement. You're touching on sports. You're touching on like this one incident has so many things that it could be tied into. And again, everybody just sitting around here laughing and joking and doing all of this stuff. And I'm not saying that this isn't something important to talk about, because it clearly is, but at the same time, are y'all giving this same energy to other things that really could be detrimental to our health, to our community, to, you know what I'm saying, certain things that we get ready to walk into as a nation? I'm not saying that you're not supposed to speak on this, so let me say that. That's not what I'm saying, but it's like, I really feel like people want to take what they're going through in the inside or what they're not getting in the inside and want to latch on to something.
Right. And my thing is, let's take, for instance, that, like you said, play devil advocate, she did do it on purpose. Instead of the community realizing that, okay, let's say if she was a troubled kid and she did this out of anger or whatever, isn't this more of a reason for us to stand together with these babies and try to figure out why are they reacting like this? What is the reason? What is the reason that they reacting like this? Right. Right. What? How can we help fix your anger issues? How can we help fix your mental? What's going on in the home? Is everything okay? Nobody aimed to that. Nobody cared, but what they did do was talk about how horrible parents that she had. If she did have horrible parents, is anybody reaching out to figure out how to help her? Gotcha. You get what I'm saying? Like, Nobody really care. And I ain't even talking about outside of the community. Cause I don't know them and they don't know her and they don't know they don't even know the girl.
There's a lot of people just
right. They don't even know the girl who had it happen to her. They don't know them. They don't know these kids. However, I can only talk about this community because I don't know that baby and I don't know what type of home she from and where she coming, whatever. All I know is this community. And I saw this community, the same people who holler, we got to do something for these kids, and was the same ones that rushed to beat this child down instead of saying, how can we help?
Because one thing that you can say to both of these kids is you can come out of this.
Mm-hmm. Because people that came out of way.
Right. Because the person that it's happened to, you can come out of this. This is not where your story ends. And for the person, again, we're not judging, but the person who are deeming as the person who done it, you can come out of this. Mm-hmm. Baby girl, if you made a mistake, don't let this mistake carry you for the rest of your life. You can change from this. Baby, if this is something traumatic that happened to you, know that your story is not just right here too. You can move on from this.
That's because the community gone.
Listen, you got to understand, this is our future. And if we cannot do right by this situation with these girls now, by the time they get old enough and become the ones when we be old walking with canes and old folks' homes and doing all of that, we are doomed. Because one thing they're going to say is, I ain't had nobody to stand up for me, or I ain't had nobody to do it about me the right way. You got to understand, we are molding our future. And if we keep coming in from hurt hearts, and we keep coming in from stroke egos, and we keep coming in from, if this was me, but it ain't you. So my whole thing is, at the end of the day, we keep coming from a one-sided thing instead of sitting back and saying, we don't know how this could pan out for these young ladies. Then what?
I just feel like the community that's what the community has failed, because my thing is, what happened to the days where when your child did wrong, we figured this thing out as parents? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not saying we have jumped,
not holding her accountable, because
no, that's what I'm saying. Like, my thing is, okay, I don't know. Like I said, my daddy old school. I come from old. Cause my cousins is old. Everybody old around me.
I'm the youngest. From a different
right. So my thing is, when something like that happened, the first thing we would have had to do, like I said, when that happened to my child, I need to find a parent. I need to talk. We need to talk. We need to figure out what's going on.
Right.
My baby and that child talked. You know what I'm saying? We talked. That we had a meeting. I demanded a meeting. We had a meeting with the league and everything, and we got them together, and we made them talk to each other. Me and the mom talk, but we made the kids also figure out what is the problem. Why did this happen, and where did it come from?
Right.
Do y'all have to like each other after this? No. But are y'all going to respect each other after this? Yes. Are y'all going to be examples for y'all league after this? Yes. Are y'all going to be examples for y'all community after this? Yes. And that's what I'm saying. Like, it's going left at this point in time. The community is gone. The love in the community is gone. And I hate to say it, but I don't see it coming back.
That's what I've been arguing since
the people who want it to be that so bad, we're the older ones and we're going away. And once we're gone, who are we leaving it to? Because we're setting an example now. This is an example, worldwide example of showing kids that it's okay to be divided in the community, and it's not. But we're showing them right now on a national platform that we can divide against each other and beat each other down and wish the worst on each other and not stand for each other, not try to fix bad situations with words with each other, to just sit down and say, hey, let's make this right. We're setting the tone right now with this situation that it is dead.
Accountable, yes, sending them to the slaughter, crazy words.
Diabolical.
Well, look, because we beating this horse down, right?
Right.
We beating this down. Point. So yeah, let's bring this home, right? Let's just bring it home. Because again, everybody's speaking from personal and emotional, and that's what should be needed. And we trying to channel these emotions to where we should come to a solution. And the real solution is, because even though I'm going at them high platforms, I still love them platforms, because guess what? It's our people. I'd rather see them on top than anybody else. That's just my bias as a black man. I'm just going to keep it a buck. But at the same time, as a black man, I'm going to go to all of y'all to be like, yo, we got to be responsible with our youth. And then as the adult It's like, yo, I'm going to speak my piece. As adults, they're going to speak their piece. Mm-hmm. And after we speak our piece as a people, fix it. Instead of being like, no, 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 no. If you're saying no and the problem is still continuing, then you failed. I failed. We failed. And then guess what? We're the laughing stock. As usual, as always.
We definitely was the joke.
So it's like, yo, if y'all cool with being the joke, if you cool with being the joke, because I don't like to be laughed at.
Listen, this ain't
you know what I'm saying? About. So it's like, yo, if you don't like to be laughed at, fix it. Certain things shouldn't be broadcasted. And again, the fact that it blew up, you know what I'm saying? The situation blew up the way it is. It still should be, hey, look, it's a light on it. Let's take advantage of it by showing how to fix it as a people. Let's show how we fix things. Let's show them like, yo, y'all ain't gonna just take this little situation and make us the laughing stock or whatever. Mm-hmm. Right. No, we gonna fix this right now in front of y'all and show y'all that we better than whatever these motherfuckers thinking we are.
That from a racial standpoint, right? To me, I feel like I said, we failed each other because
I feel like
we have, and don't get me wrong when I say from a racial standpoint, because we got people that's the same color as us that's still against us. Yes. So okay, so let me make that clear. Okay,
I've been mostly saying
that. My thing is,
I've been mostly seeing black
when I look at the fact that we opened the door and gave room to people of not our color to say the things that they were saying to this girl, because why they can't say it if we were saying it? You get what I'm saying? That's just like when we cry about the word nigga. You want me to beat this white man bloody or this white girl bloody and blue because she used the same word that I used in front of her. Mm-hmm. I use this word in front of them. Mm-hmm. I don't want you using the word to me, but I'm going to use it in front of you. That's just like me telling my child, don't say this word in front of me, but I'm going to use it in front of you. No, so it's like,
don't do what I say, do as I tell
right. You. Right. My thing is set the example. And what we did in that moment was, pun intended, we put the whip in our own hand. Gosh, and let them stand by and watch us beat each other. Like, come on, y'all. Like, it's like it was getting to the point where it was becoming deeper than just a track race and a baton situation. It became showing the true colors of our race and how we don't love each other and how we hate each other.
Right.
That's what it became. And it was sickening to see. Right. I couldn't even get mad at watching these white women and these white men say the stuff that they were saying to her because it was followed up with comments of people that look just like me.
Gosh almighty.
So what did I look like getting mad at you and not holding you accountable? You the main one I should be holding accountable. Right. Because I put more in you than what I should be expecting out of this person. You get what I'm saying? And don't get me wrong by saying that it was all people of white race, because it wasn't. It's never all of them. It's never all of them. But the ones that it is, we cannot keep opening up the door for them to keep coming in and thinking it's okay to beat our babies like that. Right. But then want to pick and choose when we want to stand and protect and stand against them. And that be our whole problem. We pick and choose when we want to be black and proud. Man. And it don't work like that. It don't work like that. You can't be half in, half out. You either black and proud or you either outside. What you gonna do? Because the same people that I seen doing that, I went on their pages. I went on their page and they had so much stuff about slavery and this, that, and the third. And I'm just sitting back like, not you an advocate about slavery, but you sitting here beating this black girl down like this. That was crazy work.
But that be the problem.
Well, my thing is, so my final take is, where is the love in the room?
Where is the love?
Okay. Hey, you hit that one.
Where is the love?
Hey, but not for real. Where is it?
It's gone.
It's gone. Okay.
It's
because if
gone.
You do not have love, you don't have anything. And troubled home or not, raining down love on the troubled heart can do a multitude of works. Mm-hmm. We all have been hurt in some type of way. We've all have had some type of brokenness. We've all have had some type of heat come our way. But in order to get through a thing, you have to face it. You have to embrace it no matter what side of the coin it falls on, and understand that, again, you can make it past this. I'm not saying push it under the rug. I'm not saying push it to the back of your mind, but learn how to know that it's love within you to give out love to others and to show grace. We doing a whole bunch of talking that if it was us in that situation, we wouldn't even want to hear anybody say anything to us, whether we were 17 or 71. So at the end of the day, watch what you say out your mouth, because you never know how that judgment that you're giving to somebody, how it may creep up and turn right back on you. If you want that grace given to you, make sure you give it out to somebody else. And just because you have an opinion doesn't make it right. Right. Y'all can say the same thing about what we're saying right now. But the thing that you need to understand is, if you're going to move your mouth, make sure that what you're saying out your mouth got some type of substance that's going to be worth listening to. Mm-hmm. Don't just be out here running your mouth just to be a part of the crowd, or just to fit in with somebody, or make it seem like you smart as hell. Because, baby, sometimes you could be so right that you're wrong.
So smart that you're dumb.
That part. So again, love the right way, and don't love from a bias, because if you're really going to love unconditional, it's going to come with some hurt. It's going to come with some pain. But at the end of the day, love's supposed to be able to make it through all type of things. So is your love pure, or is it one-sided?
And I just want to also end it by saying, us as this podcast, as this platform, I want to personally say, I know for a fact, because I feel like I know y'all good enough to speak and say this. We support both of the girls. Right. We're not condoning either situation from the adult standpoint, but we do support both girls in this moment of what they are going through in this time of mental anguish that they are facing. So I support and love is there.
Don't think this is like one-sided. Right. This is not one-sided. We looking at both parties. Right. Like, yo, we support both of y'all.
The kids.
Period. Because again, both of y'all are going through something.
Right.
And we know that it could get worse for the both of y'all. Period. And if these platforms know that and stop looking at the money grab, because when something happened, I want the same smoke. Mm-hmm. Period. I want to see, like, bruh, now something tragic happened. Lord forbid. But how y'all gonna react to it then? Y'all just gonna sweep that under the rug, huh? That part.
Y'all own tea.
That part. Listen, that part. Can we?
Tea hot. The other ones is lukewarm.
Some of y'all just need to get tea thrown in y'all face.
Some of y'all think y'all sipping tea is piss for real.
Hey. Shout out to the Trackstar.
Yeah, because hey, at the end of the day, 757 put on at that state track meet, baby. They was lit.
Hey,
let's not forget that.
We got the best athletes.
Let me tell you something.
We got the best athletes.
757 Sports been on a handstand. Basketball, manna been eating. Okay, y'all girls really showed up and put on.
Right.
Manna track 8. Appreciate y'all. Y'all putting 757 was just putting on period.
When it gets hard, so 757 to be in the light more positively.
There you go. Because the way that got publicity, but not them babies that was actually putting on and actually going hard and actually doing their thing, they got this much feed. Like, come on now.
And it's crazy.
Y'all let that take away from all them babies' accomplishments by just wanting to be funny and ignorant.
So just know that on this episode, y'all feelings got finesse, because I'm pretty sure y'all gonna have y'all opinions.
Ooh, y'all be there.
So y'all feelings can be finesse, but if y'all got something ill to say, you can say, because money wanna hurt, boo. I wanna let you know.
I asked you what you feeling, you don't speak it all. But you go straight to Twitter, you gon' tweet it all.
Shout out to 757 Sports, baby.
Yes, sir. All them schools.
Shout out to both of them young ladies. May the love of the Lord stay in your life and in favor over it, okay?
Period.
Peace that surpasses all understanding.
No. Facts.
Hit it.
The heart is on fire. In a different way, because my heart was on fire. So
I could be the grandma like this the whole time.
The whole time.
She's a runner, she's a trackstar.
Get it, baby. You better get it, baby.
Hey. She can't take no pain, she can't get scored. She heard anyone that gets involved. Don't wanna commit, but take it this far.
But again, yo, I hope y'all enjoyed this episode.
Yes.
And if you didn't, I don't give a damn because y'all need to grow the fuck up.
Y'all need to take Michael Jackson advice and talk to the man in the mirror.
Man,
I'm looking at the man.
That's what y'all need to do.
Mirror. Oh yeah, I'm asking you.
85.
And then my phone to do nothing. Hey, look, man,
That's
this
it.
phone been. Hey, look.
Hollering.
Yeah.
Hey, look, and I put it on Did Not Disturb, but it's
They
still.
said they're gonna call twice.
They're gonna keep going.
Listen.
But yo, man, finesse your feelings. Your feelings will get finesse. We got Ty, Miss Ty, Big
The
Ty,
biggest.
not the little. And we also got the friend in her.
Period.
And we got Mr. Rumba.
KD in the place to be.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And then, you know, as usual, make sure y'all check us out on all platforms and good stuff like that.
All platforms.
All platforms. Word. So again, peace and love, man. Let's keep that peace and love energy out there. All right. Peace. And we just finished another episode of Finesse Your Feelings, where your feelings
Just got finesse. We out.